in the Kenra world, we don't recognize a level 2 because the human eye cannot detect anything below a level 3. It can't notice a difference. Our natural series, our natural ash series, and our natural beige series, which I don't see on this little, our natural brown series, are our gray coverage lines. So any of these will formulate to cover gray superiorly, or they can be formulated with other colors based on what your client wants. So let's start with the natural series. Actually, we just covered those. I'm sorry. The natural ash series is gray coverage and control of underlying pigment in a single process. The natural brown series is full gray coverage with the popular either brown or beige results that clients are looking for. Then we move on to our ash series. Our ash is formulated from green to blue to violet. So if we go to our underlying pigment chart, which I have somewhere here, this would be a lot easier. I'm going to use this instead. Okay. Our underlying pigment chart I don't have. So I'm doing this out of not a swatch book because I don't have my swatch book yet. Let's see. So if you look, let's see, in the underlying pigments, which I really don't have. Depending on your level that you're at and the level you want to lift, you're going to expose an underlying pigment. Lifting from darker to lighter always brings up a color somewhere in between. We never land right where we want to. You're either going to expose yellow, orange, or red, or a combination of those. So our ash series is developed to control those underlying pigments based on where you're trying to land from where you start. So our higher levels are going to need more violet to control more yellow. Our medium levels are going to need more blue to control more orange, and our lower levels are going to need more green to control more red. So, in our ash series, our 1, 4, and 5 kind of dances on that line of having green bases. 5 to 7 have a blue base, and 8 to 10 have a violet base. These will control whatever pulls up while you're lifting, or they will deposit that coolness to give you the cool ash result you're looking for. Our double ash series is just double the pigment. It's the exact same formulation, double the pigment, double the control for lift or deposit. Let's see here, are those on here? Yes. Okay. Our metallic series, which I don't see, I guess they're right here, silver metallics, are created for fashion-forward looks or for maximum control of tone. Our silver metallics are our silver primary tone with a blue reflection. So as a side note with any of our colors, like our NA or NB series, N is the primary tone, A would be the secondary tone. So neutral ash or neutral brown / beige. That's another floating underlying thing we'll get to when we talk about it in just a second. Our violet metallics, which I don't see on here. Our violet metallics feature a violet rose tone. These are control when you lift. They are great for toning out unwanted warmth on brassy tones, and they can, because of a blue-violet base. So again, our silver metallics, I don't know what I'm saying. And our bronze metallics, which just came out, feature a warm bronze tone. So they're kind of dancing on like that rose gold that everyone wants, but they're not quite that rosy. We could formulate that. Our brown, brown beige, and brown coppers, which are in here. Okay, so our Bs are not beiges, they're browns. There are chocolate, there are really super rich, warm brown tones. Okay, at levels 6 and below, the B stands for brown. From 7 and up, the B stands for beige. So that's where our color floats a little bit. It's what's in the underlying pigment. So our 4B, 5B, and 6B are browns, and our 7B, 8B, and 10B are beiges. So say you're lifting from a 5 to a 7 and you use a little bit of a B, you're going to get more of a beige tone. I'd probably still throw a tiny bit of like a 7A in there, control a little bit of that gold that's going to come out, and you'll get a really pretty like sandy blonde. Our gold brown, hang on now, I'm just lost. Brown Copper series is next. So again, this is our primary and secondary. Brown is your primary color, copper is your secondary color. You'll get a warm tone, but it'll have more of a brownish base. Excuse me, our gold, gold copper, and gold beige is next. Our gold series will give you warmth at any level. Our gold beige series offer a gold primary tone with a beige as a secondary tone. The B stands for brown at the 5, and anything above is a beige. So your 5GB is a gold brown, and 8GB and up is a gold beige. Again, these are gorgeous when you lift. So you do an 8GB with an 8N to lift someone. It might be a little warm, but it would be really beautifully, I want to call it a honey blonde. It would be really pretty. Next is our Copper and Copper Gold series. These feature warm red-orange tones. The Copper Gold is copper tones with a gold base. These are extremely beautiful strawberry blondes. I've actually used these with, I think my favorite is 8CG with a tiny bit of blonding cream as a highlight. It ends up this gorgeous strawberry blonde. Love it. Into our red series. I love Kenra reds. So shiny, so beautiful. They last forever. They're amazing. So we're going to start with our reds, which is 4R, 5R, 6R, and 7R. The red series will be your go-to for intense, vibrant reds with incredible shine and longevity. Let's see here. The red-brown series is next, which I'm looking at this upside down. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Our red series, which is double the pigment. So even more intense, even more long-lasting, even more shine. Then our red-brown series, it's got a red primary with a brown base. So the fade out isn't rusty. It ends up really rich. Think of an auburn tone. It ends up gorgeous. And then our red copper series, which are a red base with a copper underlying secondary color. So these will be more of the reddish oranges we're seeing. Think Isla Fisher. She's more copper than red copper. Either way, gorgeous. And then we have our red violets and violet reds. These are backwards on here. Our red violets are primary reds with a violet base. So they're a little cooler. You'll get more of that. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You'll get more of a cool tone, but it's still in the red family. Whereas if you go over to our violet reds, they're a little darker. You're going to go a lot more cool with these, but you're going to get more of an eggplant-ish tone. Definitely more purple than red. And then we go to our additional shades, which are demi-permanent only. So going back through our color manual here, you'll notice a P or a D next to most of our colors. That means these are available in permanent or demi-permanent color. Meaning that assuming the hair is in good condition, if not, use our porosity equalizing spray, these colors are true to tone no matter which formula you use. So a 1 permanent and a 1 demi are going to end up the same on a head of hair that is not overly processed or overly porous. So we have a lot available in permanent and in demi. Like our entire natural series is available in permanent and in demi. So say you have somebody coming in for a retouch. She's a 5 in all the time. Retouch her with that 5 in, get rid of her gray, gloss her every other time with a 5 in Demi. She'll get a lot more shine. It'll freshen her up every time. It'll keep her color even and really gorgeous. So our additional shades are our 10V and our 10PV. Our 10V is formulated with blue and violet. No, I'm sorry. Our 10V is just violet, and it's to reduce extreme yellow tones when you're lifting. Use this as like a toner at the bowl. We also have toners. I'll talk about those in a second. And our PV is a combination of blue and violet to control golden yellows, think orangey yellows. Our rapid toners, which come in, let's see here, silver violet, violet pearl, copper red, and golden copper. These are done in 5 minutes or less. Never leave it on the full 5 minutes if you've got somebody that's extremely porous. You can sometimes put these on, see them change immediately, rinse them off. These will also offer a dimensional toning service at the bowl. Say you've lifted someone 2 or 3 times. This person's going to have different tones because those foils go in a different place every time. Say you slap on a violet pearl toner at the bowl. Her older blondes are going to grab more VPs than her newer blondes are. And she'll get a really dimensional blonde that's gorgeous at the end. And then we have our color boosters. Did I skip the high lifts? I think I did skip the high lifts. I don't know where those went. Let's talk about these high lifts real quick. We've got gold, natural, pearl ash, and ash. I don't really know how I skipped those. Give me a second, I need to find those real quick. Okay, our high lift colors are a 1:2 ratio, I believe, yes. I'm literally still looking for these high lifts. I can't imagine that I missed them. There it is. Okay. The high lifts are not what I'm supposed to be talking about today. So let's just go ahead and skip those. Let's go to our Kenra color boosters. These are to add to any of our permanent color to create more of a customized shade for any client that walks in the door. We have red, copper, gold, violet, and blue. Blue is for levels 5 and below. Violet is for levels 6 and below. Gold and copper are for any level, and red is for levels 7 and below. So, just as an example, our blue booster, if you mix that with a 5VR, you're going to get a lot more of a purpley red result. Meaning you'll get way more of that eggplant color that people are after. Super rich, super shiny. You add like a chocolate chip size to color, no extra to developer for it. Just another example, our violet, you can mix that with a 6RV, make it more of a violety red without going away from the red. Again, the red will still be your primary, the violet's still your secondary, but that extra violet in there will help bump up your secondary violet and help really make that more of a purpley red tone. Would be absolutely gorgeous. Another example, our red booster. Say you wanted to add that to a level 7 RR. Would be a really intense, bright red. Almost like that Creatives red that we can get, but more permanent. And then we'll go into our Creatives, which are 9 shades that include white. And they are direct color pigments. So they're more of the fun color that everybody wants. I believe we have white, red, orange, pink, magenta, teal, blue, and yellow, I believe. So, Kenra color is formulated in 5 easy steps or less, and that is the basis of all of our color shades. Again, this would have been a lot easier with a swatch book, I'm not so good at remembering things.